Hello Veggie Channel viewers, welcome to another episode of Holiday Menu with Bettina and Nancy.
And today Nancy is going to show us her latest invention of the Go Green Lasagne. It's really superb, you'll just wait to see.
So basically this lasagna is green. It's not the classic ragu, which is tomato based. We're going to use a bechamel based with a pesto that's a mixture of basil and parsley. So we're going to show you how to do this today, and by starting with bechamel. There's also a new way of doing bechamel, which is much easier, it's quicker, and no clumps. So normally the bechamel is done with milk and butter and flour, and also nutmeg. Now I'm going to do it with soy milk, and I'm going to do it with oil, so bypassing margarine, bypassing unhealthy fats. So what I'm going to do is take the soy milk, and I'm going to pour the cold soy milk, 2/3 of it, into already a pot. Then I'm going to take the flour and put it in the 1/4 left of the soy milk, and I'm going to whisk it until it's smooth. The reason why I'm doing it cold is because without the heat it doesn't clump up. So I can dissolve all the flour easily, yes. And then then when it's all dissolved, then I put it on the heat. It's just much easier.
Yes, I agree.
Do it. Once that's whisked, we'll add it to the cold soy milk and we'll whisk it again. So meanwhile, I'm adding the salt and I'm adding the nutmeg, and then just a sprinkle oil. So it becomes a thick, creamy-like mixture, and I will pour it slowly into the cold soy milk. And why slowly is so I can check the consistency to see if there are any clumps. So you see, I just keep beating it. Okay, so now I'm going to heat it up, bring it to a slow boil, and I keep beating it until it gets to a thick, creamy consistency. Now it's thickened to the right consistency, you see? So this is what we want. Okay, so now we've got our bechamel all nice and creamy. You see? It's
beautiful.
Done. Yeah. This is the classic bechamel sauce that we've done up to now. And I'm now going to deviate from tradition and add the pesto. So this is made from basil and parsley with some cashew nuts, garlic, and oil. Anyway, you can find it in the recipe section of this episode. And so I'm going to add some pesto in here. And then I'm going to mix it well. And that will be our only sauce.
Looks beautiful.
So the final step is I'm going to add a secret ingredient.
Wow, what is this? Talk about us about
This is a vegan cheese. So this is going to be added to the bechamel sauce. You see how creamy it is? And this is basically just made from rice flour. It has nutritional yeast.
Okay, so everything is in the spices, basically.
That's right. It's all about flavoring. It's all about flavoring and the proportion of flavoring.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
and
wonderful.
This creates depth to the recipe.
Okay.
And yeah, so then I stir it. You don't want to do this with the heat because the heat evaporates the liquid and makes it saltier.
Okay.
So you add it when it's cold.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nancy, tell us, what you plan to do with these ingredients?
Okay, well, since it's a Go Green lasagna, and all the ingredients are green, the sauce is green. I've chosen the zucchini because it tenderizes really well in the oven, and also spinach because spinach is full of iron and it's nutritionally dense, and also creates a really nice, startling contrast with the bechamel. This is spinach. You can buy them fresh and just blanch them for a minute or two and then squeeze dry, or you can buy them frozen frozen and just defrost them in the refrigerator slowly and squeeze them dry.
Yeah, they look very dry.
Yes, they are dry on purpose because otherwise they will lose water and it will make the lasagna soggy. So it's important that they're dry. And the bechamel sauce will keep it wet and moist. So
Makes sense.
Flavor. Yeah.
Listen, I see that these zucchini are cut about 4 to 6 millimeters in thickness. Do you want me to go ahead and cut the last one while you start assembling?
Yes, please. Okay, so now we're going to do the assembly of the lasagna.
Show us.
Okay, so
So is this any kind of lasagna or is it some special type?
well, I was able to find some without eggs. Any
Wonderful.
major supermarket should have them. You just have to read the ingredients very carefully that it doesn't contain eggs. And this one works great for me, and it's instant, so you don't even have to boil it. Let me put some bechamel on the bottom.
So it doesn't stick?
That's right, yeah. And so, but I always start on the bottom with the sauce.
Yes.
Okay, and then I take the pasta sheet and I basically just dip it in cold water. I mean, just a second like this to make sure that it's, wet. So that way, when it's in the oven and it's baking, in case there's any corner that's exposed, it doesn't dry out.
Okay, makes sense. But it doesn't have the time to absorb any water when you do that.
It's just on the surface, it's not to dry out. And I find that it actually does make a difference.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. I'm lucky that this pan is just the perfect width for the zucchini. So I layer them next to each other without overlapping, but without much space in between. So all the zucchini, you see how they're curved, and I do them in the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to add another layer of bechamel.
So we had bechamel, the pasta, the lasagne, then we had the zucchini, and now again bechamel.
That's right, yeah.
So that it's not too dry, or for what reason?
Not too dry, and also to add flavor, because these vegetables have no flavor. I didn't add any salt, I didn't saute it, they're raw. So this just to make ensure that they're imbued with plenty of flavor. Now that I have the pasta, then another layer of bechamel.
Right.
The next layer I'm going to do is spinach. This spinach is a little trickier because it doesn't lay flat, it's not a sheet. And I'm going to kind of spread them open and place them down. One thin layer but well covered. Okay, so I think this is a beautiful coverage. After that, guess what we're going to put?
Bechamel.
You got it.
Can I already prepare the lasagna as well?
Please do.
So we continue the layers, basically.
We keep going until it gets to the top, and then we'll do the final layer. We'll show you how to do that. Now, the reason why I'm not putting the layer of bechamel on top of this pasta where there's a layer of zucchini is because zucchini is quite watery. So if we add the bechamel and the zucchini, then the water will just run and it will have no place to go. But if I put this on the pasta sheet,
it will be absorbed.
It will be absorbed by the pasta.
Wonderful. And the pasta will take the taste of the zucchini.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got this last layer. Let's do our nice sauce. Now the bechamel, you see how thick it is? You don't want it to get any thicker than this because then it will become difficult to spread. And then it will, in the oven, when it dries up, it will clump up. So it can be a little bit waterier, less thick than this, but just a little bit. But this is fine, it works. Perfect. Okay, so we need the last two pieces.
Okay, so I hold it up so the water runs down.
There you go. So then what I'm going to do now is finish it off, cover all the pasta with the bechamel, and then we're going to top it off with vegan cheese. This has kind of an intense flavor, and it just adds to the depth of the flavor. It makes it resemble more like the traditional dish. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven.
How long is it going to bake? Tell us about that.
It's going to bake about 40 minutes. Okay. Now, this is a very big lasagna. It's for a lot of people. So I'm going to check it at 40 minutes, and then afterwards we'll check.
What do you check for?
Well, I check to see how well everything's proceeding. During the baking, it will bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, and you don't want to make it too full because if it's too full, the sauce will boil over and you will have a very messy oven.
Okay.
So in this is perfect. You see, it just comes right to the top,
okay.
and there's room on the side to spill over.
Okay.
And so you check for bubbling, and as soon as it starts to change color, then after maybe 35-40 minutes, then it's time to take out.
Okay, and tell us about the temperature.
Okay, so you bake it at 220 degrees covered. I'm going to cover them right now as not to dry them out. And then for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to put them under the broiler and make the top golden. So let's take this off to the oven.
Okay, I'll open the oven door for you.
Thank you. All right. Bettina, is the lasagna ready?
It is. There you go.
Careful.
Watch out.
Wow. Okay, it turned out great. You see how it's golden because
yes.
we put it under the grill. Okay, so let's plate them.
Wow, Nancy, this looks beautiful.
Can't wait to taste it.
Yes, I can't wait either. I'm going to add a dash of pepper over it because I just like it. Well,
Okay,
it's all done.
Great. Thanks so much, Bettina, for cooking with me. I really had a lot of fun.
Me too, it was fun. I do really look goofy with those things on your ears.
Thank you, and I'm going to try the panettone, and if it doesn't turn out, I'm going to call SOS Bettina, okay?
Same here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the roast and the lasagna for sure.
Believe me, your family is going to love the seitan and the lasagna.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
So they better do too.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Veggie Channel viewers. And thank you, Veggie Channel, for allowing us to have an opportunity to have so much fun. And we want to wish you Merry Christmas. And
Tanti auguri.
Tanti auguri. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.